Okay, so I want to show you how to take an 11th Doctor Sonic apart and use the internals for another Sonic. This is the 11th, not the 12th. It has the button at the bottom. As you can see, this one's already broken. New in package, not really. So first thing I did was I went and unscrewed the screws. And there's a neat little trick to this if you don't have the triangle screw or screwdriver, is you take a drill and then you put it on reverse, and you one of two things is going to happen. Either it's going to unscrew itself, or it's going to get so hot that you can pull it out. So if we're lucky, not all of the 11s will do this, but the top will just come right on off, leaving you with this. Then we just take the middle piece, pull it out, pull that down, take these, throw it in your pile. And this is what we're interested in. Give it a good test. Good thing about these is they have two buttons, two activators. One at the bottom. This bottom one's very important because that is what we're going to use to connect to ours. So what I'm going to do here is, first thing I usually do at this point, take some pliers and just cut off that end, and I'll explain why. Hopefully we didn't jam anything up by pulling on that. No light, but that's on purpose. Because this little light down here, it's just not worth saving. And what you have to do is cut down the side and pull it out and strip it all the way back down until you get it out. It's a pain, okay? Go to Amazon, get you some LEDs. You get them pre-wired with a resistor already in it. Good to go. You can get 50 of them for like $9. Trash. Okay, so now we need to shorten this up a bit because, as we've spoken before, you want you usually have about 4 inches worth of work or place you can use in your handle to have your middle piece there. So we want to just get rid of the excess. Get your Dremel out. Get a cutting blade. Usually comes with it, or you can get them extra. Don't cut all the way through, just kind of get it to where you can do that and pull out. The reason is you don't want to go through these wires. If you go through these wires, now you're going to cut back further to get further back on these wires. Get some of this excess off. Take that, trash. Now it's a little shorter. Let's go ahead and look at our button. So this bottom button down here, what I like to do, and I've found that this works the best for me, is I like to take my Dremel and cut right around here, okay? Just low enough that I can see the wires. And then cut up here, same. You don't want to cut through the wires, but you can get this back piece off a lot easier that way. I know you can pry it and do some stuff, but this is really easiest, fastest. Just gotta be careful. You'll notice I did that in several passes instead of trying to do it at one time, because that is where you accidentally go too deep. Just take that, take something you have that you can pry that open with. Okay, so you'll see 3 wires here, and hopefully you haven't cut through them at this point. Red's gonna be your power. These blue go to the bottom button. That's what we want. So at this point, take some pliers, grab onto the blue, and pull away from the bottom. Oh no, I broke it. No, that's what we wanted to do. So you end up with some wires that if you strip them, get your stripper wires. And since I accidentally cut a little bit down here, I'm gonna go all the way down to right there. And then go to an equal spot on the other one. Okay, and if we touch these two together, we should get an activation. Okay, there we go. See. One of these wires is just a little too thin. I'm probably have to strip that again later. Okay, your red's still in place. You're still good. Sometimes you'll notice though, it will stop working completely when you do this. And that's because this backing back here kind of helps it keeps the batteries a little bit rigid or in place. And what you end up having to do to fix that is go on the other side, take the batteries out, take something and pry the back behind the battery out a little bit so that the battery makes a better connection. Took me a while to figure that one out. So this is your main piece. Speaker at the end, your chip is right about there, your batteries are right here. All right, so let's get some of this out of the way. Let's hook up a button. As I've said previously, get these nice metal round ones. You don't want something over, say, 12 millimeters because you have to fit it on your Sonic, and you don't want to go too deep either because you're dealing with maybe 3/4 of an inch inside the Sonic. Take off the nut here. Not because I need to do that for the video, but I have a Sonic that this is going to go into. All right, so those are already stripped. Let's get our connectors. You always want to have these breakaway connectors. They're dirt cheap on Amazon. Male, female. Snap together like that. Get your shrink wrap tubes. Cut off a little. You usually cut these in 3s and get 3 uses out of them. Take the two that look the most similar in length. Okay, go to whatever is alongside of your wires. Instead of, say, the blue wires, which are the short ones. Cut those. Cut those. And you want these the same length, so since I messed up on one, I had to mess up on the other. Okay. Take those, put your shrink wrap. You might have to get these a twist. just so that it will fit inside the tube. Okay, take the other one, put it on the other wire. And as I mentioned in the last video, it doesn't matter red or black on this one because we're just making the power connection. Take one side, twist it, take the other side. I may have to come back and fix this if I don't get enough wire off that blue. Enough connection. And when it looks a little long, I like to kind of snip that. Okay. Choose a direction for your wires to lay down. I like to go towards the skinnier wire. And I'm sure if there's any electricians out there, they might not agree with some of my decisions. But I've made over 100 of these at this point. Take your shrink wrap heat gun. Give them a good squeeze before they get too cold. Again, these are the shrink wraps with the glue in them. That is key. I mean, it's not required, but definitely a bonus. Cut some, and of course I did it again. Wire off one end. Let's trim that one bit, then do it. Okay, take those. And the good thing about these buttons, you screw your wire into place. See, I try to do all this without soldering because, well, I burn myself a lot. I like fire and all, but the wife is starting to notice. Trying to do this away from me so that you can see it, but probably would be helpful if I had some good depth perception. Yeah. Or maybe use a magnifying station, which I've been meaning to get. Okay, those are connected, and nothing, of course. Okay, let's take these. Troubleshooting on the fly. These back out. Let's make sure it works here, and it probably won't, because if the button ain't working, this ain't working. All right, so remember how I said I probably need to take this, make that wire better? heat shrink wrap, generally you can pull it back off. So you don't have to shorten your wires up too much. Alright, so let's take this short wire here with the bad looking hairdo. Trim off the end. I need some new wire cutters. Maybe Santa will bring me some. That looks a little bit better. Let's just make this guy a little more even. Alright, see if we get a better connection. Oh yeah, much better connection this time. Alright, get some more shrink. Back here, you may have to restrip your wires you connect to as well, because at this point you've twisted them and it makes it difficult to get a new tube in, but we're okay. Alright, let's try this again. I might edit this part out of the video, we'll see. And this time, before you shrink wrap, you should test it. Still not good. Maybe it's this connector. Let's try a different one. There we go. All right, now we'll go back to our shrink wrapping. I would be and I like to, at this point, take a hot glue gun, just a little dab right here, so that when you're pulling towards the top where the button area is going to be, a little more secure down here where it bends on there in that corner. Little sucker, no, he can't stop shut. No, he can't shut up now. Okay, take our button. Da-da-da. I need to get some more length on this. Let's screw that in before I do the other one. It's okay if not all the wires go through. Most the majority go through. Okay. Okay, now we need the light again. So let's just take my other Sonic here where I've dislodged this. Where was it doing that? show you that lighting up. Apparently one of the wires got glued on the inside of the tube. Let me get you something else. Any random light point. Green lights have been very popular lately. Now we're not going to make this connection permanent, of course. I'm just going to do some testing here just to make sure we're working. When you're looking at these wire cutters online, there's generally two major sizes. Go with the smaller size holes because that's what you're going to need for this kind of work. All right, so the light colored, there's not white or red or black or on these. The lighter color is kind of like going towards the color white, which sometimes white and black are your, what is it, negative, I guess? And your colored wire will go to the darker green. At this point, God willing, we're good. I'll probably do a follow-up video of putting this into this sonic. Stay tuned.